Simon and Joanna, welcome to the design process for your back garden. Here is what we're seeing is the model that I have created from doing my site measure up. So lawn on the left hand side, as you can see, paving, those planter beds with the maples, steps, undercover area, and so on and so on, the big hedge along the back. And I just want to point out that there's just a couple of little irregularities with what I measured and kind of what your title shows and what some of these aerial photography pieces show as well. So I'll come back to that. It's not a big deal. I just want to make you aware of it. There is a 1.8 meter easement along the back. So I've done a couple of options. Primarily, I've divided the space into a basketball court, a pool, and a big entertaining area. And so what I've done is there's about 4 or 5 different layouts and concepts that I want to talk to you about, and it's really all just about division of space. So they all include where the grass is, the synthetic grass is going to become basketball court. They all include swimming pool, obviously, various sort of sizes of space inside the pool fenced area. In all these cases, I've lowered this decking back down to ground height, which is at the back of the property. So this is my first idea. On this side of the pool, I'm giving you some options of basketball structures and soccer nets and things like that. The pool, what I've done here is I've actually raised it out of the ground 1.2 meters on this lawn side. And I was going to have it as a nice, beautiful spillover box, and that's going to become just subject to budget, obviously. But I really wanted to raise it so that when we're looking at it from the house, that we have this beautiful, beautiful water feature, beautiful tiling. We do need to do some fencing on the front of it, but the sides are actually 1.2 meters in height, so it's its own pool fence essentially. The little deck at the back there is also 1.2 meters in height, so we don't actually need to go putting pool fencing around it per se. The back edge of this decking that you see here behind the seats lines up with the boundary. Now you do have a pipe that runs in that boundary. We tried to get what's known as a size depth and offset from the council. It wasn't that successful. We need to do some more investigation. So you can see there, it's a plunge pool. I've got some seating in it. I've got a spa in it. We've got some steps that come down. The angles are very interesting because of the back fence. And then on this side here, we've got glass fencing. That's obviously 1.2 meters in height, and it wraps around the corner here, and you can see that water spilling over the front edge at this point in time. I've extended the roof line out, and I'm actually sitting it on the corner of the swimming pool to support the roof, the load of the roof. And then what I've done is I've taken all that decking out. I've put a couple of steps downwards now, so we've now got a ceiling height of 2.7 meters in here. I've put a solid wall along the boundary. I've extended the roof line out to the boundary. And you can see that I've got space for lounge, barbecue, outdoor kitchen, TV, the ping pong table, and dining space. And the table tennis can obviously be packed up and folded up and put away towards the back there, as you can see. And you can shuffle furniture around as you see fit. So at the moment, I've got the lounging in a sort of shaded area, beautiful. You can do lighting, heating, fans. It's just a good social hangout space. I've put the dining table out in the sunlight, but it can actually be shuffled around and put back underneath the roof line. So in this particular design, I've tried to increase the roof area over this social hub space. Furniture can be moved, and I've got close to the house here. I've got another cabinet that I was playing with, but we can talk about all these things. So this one here, this pool is now gone down to decking height. The grass is the same. And it comes out the pool comes out perpendicular to the house. It runs parallel with the rear boundary and then perpendicular to that line as well. And you can see the spaces left over here. I've got dining and lounge and the table tennis. I've got a big umbrella which can come out over the dining table and swing around over the spa. And then from the view out from the house, we're looking at pool fencing, glass pool fencing, obviously. A very small little deck there to be able to get a couple of pieces of furniture on there. And from a shade option, I was thinking what we could do off the rear of the house, we could have a retractable cafe shade blind coming out over that, if you want to be able to provide shade, instead of putting a big umbrella that would be looking at, from viewing from the house. The basketball court on all of these has remained the same. So this was the same pool, same shape. Again, I just wanted to raise that back up to the 1.2 meters in height, so we didn't have to do any pool fencing. It came with problems. I didn't like it, so I actually kind of stopped and gave up at this point in time. But again, I was considering what we could do with spillover edges. Again, budget's going to be an issue. I'm not convinced that this was a great solution, so like I say, I stopped. The ceilings underneath your roof line, the veranda roof have got this lining. So I've actually taken this painted lining as the backdrop to the barbecue area. We do have to be a little bit conscious when we build to the boundary that it has to be fireproof. So typically our process along there is to actually build a solid concrete filled reinforced block wall. You can see the umbrella there can swing around over the dining table and across over to the pool as well. The pool is 1.2 meters out of the ground, but again, I wasn't overly happy with this one. It's a sort of it was an idea that was abandoned, but we can chat about it. And I know that you like symmetry, and your back boundary. Trying to make the most of space makes it really difficult to achieve symmetry. So this pool is a sort of a diamond-shaped pool. It has that dog leg in it. It's a plunge pool. You can see the amount of people that you can get into the spa. I've got that little seating area. Again, this is all coming off decking height. We've got to get pool fencing around it. I will probably put the pool fencing as a button-on fixing from the outside. We do have to look through the pool fencing from this side. Again, limited space inside there to get pool furnishings. But dropping the pool down to decking level works much better in this scenario. Again, with this outdoor space here, I've just simply swapped some of the furnishings around. I think it makes sense to keep the lounge furniture inside here. There's plenty of space. I've got the table tennis at the back of that space towards the garage, and then again the dining table is really staying out in the open as much as possible. I do have the final design. I've actually put the dining table back up on the veranda as it is at the moment. So these are the retractable umbrellas. This comes from Instant Shade, so it's a 3 meter by 3 meter square. There's a couple of different options, but they're a fantastic unit. Hedging, we are able to maintain the pool fencing. I actually don't want to take the pool fencing to the rear boundary as we have discussed on site. So again, this is another option for a pool where I've left the lawn as it is. I'm going to replace all that with synthetic turf, a basketball court. That line comes out perpendicular to the house. Where your current maple tree is, I've got that in the same position. So the pool now runs parallel with the back fence up to the easement, and we try to get as much length out of this as possible. You can see there's enough space in there for a couple of day beds. I've got a spa at the end of the pool, some little sort of swim out ledges. And then with this particular design, I haven't made any roof extension out. So that the current roof line is exactly as it is. However, it does extend to the boundary. So the lounge suite, there's plenty of room for the lounge suite to be undercover. The table tennis, as you know, folds up beautifully and goes away. But you'll see underneath there, it's a little bit compact. So it would be, I like the idea of extending that roof line out a little bit. The dining table's ended up on the deck, and the deck has actually been extended wider than what it is at the moment. There's about 2.5 meters of space between the pool fence and the edge of the pool for the specific purpose of getting some sun lounges in there. And then I've put the umbrella, the Instant Shade umbrella, to cover that. And so looking out from the house, we'll be looking at the back of the umbrella and looking at the back of the of those sun lounges. So there's a couple of ideas to talk to you about. It's all really about space allocation. Space for the basketball court, space for the pool, and space for that big entertaining space, the lounging, the dining, table tennis, that sort of thing. So have a bit of a look through these concepts, and we'll organise a meeting and we'll go over it in further detail, and we'll go from there.